August 3rd, August 2nd, 2014. This is 10:59 morning in Buenos Aires. I just woke up after I worked the whole last night until practically 4:47 a.m. I mean, this down in Buenos Aires after night, day 1. This after night that I just went to sleep. About that hour around there. Just dressed my pajamas and came into my as I can still go around my life, but there's no kind of calling life here around. Anyway, I have life. Well, there are a lot of people that cannot tell that they got alive. There are a lot of people that cannot count with the life at all. There are people that cannot having no chances to say I cut my life. Because of Cristina Kirchner officialism, Argentina and Sodoma offense, the sickle degenerates which keeps day and night making witchcraft to me, saying we do to it, we win. The sickle abomination that lives of witches, degenerates and evangelics of hell with the burden of victims too much. And the reality and the delivering on the reality, on the truth of this all is the same all keeps on, the same all still remains like it is. Well, to keep the certain fact this is a very special moment. We are on Saturday, first Saturday of August. Shabbat Shalom, Israel, Zion. And this is not easy. I just went to sleep and put my laptop right beside. While sleeping, Sodoma, Argentina, turned off manipulating, putting an engine on software to turn to deliver, while and whenever I to turn on registers, files, and everything on my accounts that I just set it on over my browser, all open, all networks. Like most of last days such as done. And the idea for, let us say, oh, we done first, we did it, and this stolen to us and forged a third-rate international criminal court on justice bodies on 304 persons kidnapped, which already we have back and in a piece. I cannot say the same about my friends all around, especially when the normal hygiene that I can do delivers into acids using and all class of other generations to putting up in the rape people while saying we didn't allow you to do, and the prostitution in titles of supposed mental health. We are going to be the top of the states and the world all for the healed. We're going to be the heroes of the Sodomite 666. Tell them that I'm a liar. Still Argentina, la abominable, with a burden of 4 victims and innocents too much, which still more threat and almost more murder. Rabbis, families, Jewish populations, young friends mine, adopted by maehv'jh'ahem, Kadosh, Elohai, Yeshua. The reality of this whole thing, for the same we do to it, we do to it, we do to it here. Trying to robbing and wild forwarding, murdering and disappearing and destroying people to say, we always done this, we always were the ones, the authors and the only ones. He were nothing, he's telling to us he needs to murder and disappear people and putting people dead. For nobody to speak, nobody to show, nobody to say. Vices obsessed the generation. Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner. Its breed. Its nest of pedophilics and degenerates. Officialism Argentina. The sect of the hell and all civil society of them. And punteros. For you to have an idea, the turn off of my laptop this night were about 85,000 assemblies of the whole that they said in the whole of the world, and porn assembled 2,108 photos and 609 videos on my face with the photo and the videos I just done lately. So they do just assembling, moving and whatever. Even now, making a forgery of this I'm doing and projecting the trap evil Trojan for whatever I to do in my networks and my normal, regular my own software and system. And still with the trying to deliver the whole I do, saying that I'm using my laptop and my whatever I do. From Federal Police of Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, Metropolitana Cida, saying that I'm obsessed in this and they are studying what I do and how is this possible, making a cast because of I am a so special demon and they are so human rights that they are going to take care of course, says the Sodoma fellow fool, and trying to make the switch for whenever I just turn off and turn on, there to be them. Don't you see? He's doing to us. Of course. And murdering people en Sodoma degenerados, Ejército Argentino y Armada Argentina, Gibson, por supuesto. Sí. voethz'ah'v bedeshofach ALEJANDRO voethz'ah'v. The reality of this delivered in 806,104 in the whole region of Chile, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, Argentina, kidnapped for massive rape and murder, and another 509,206 in the whole of the region of Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Latin America whole, Venezuela and Colombia, and Guyanas. The supposed delirious delivers into the clear certain taxative fact of Cristina Kirchner briefed the World's Council saying we are forwarding in the work in the duty we could do. So taxative like she pays the whole of the ach'namatzhye in fact solution with the pedophilics of her. While the degeneration Sodoma, Policía Federal y Metropolitana, and the whole Sodoma degenerate lust of hell behind, telling, gotta be examined. This is for examination. Also to Amia, we can examine them all because if we know this is all demons, and anyone that raises against the government has a problem, of course. How did they know? Oh, and somebody tells him, put them all under arrest. I'm gonna tell you one thing. voethz'ah'v la'tzava sheflechamuchu u'yotzi b'em. Shmotzi v'chatzalimo afot sachi ishliente cheda. Everything for words, and they are recruiting and rearming. They are establishing, reinstituting the whole degeneration while for words in disappearing in murder. But the problem of mind and Adonais is always here. Grand Horse and Vatican keeps on forwarding, and not only forwarding but making themselves the whole fact for this to be freighting rabbis for their killing power and making the whole of the degenerations, while also here I am changing now the color weirdly telling that this is a forgery, changes the Matthias, my software, while I'm recording, for they to manipulate the argumenting and the whole forgery in the generations while reproduces by the same pin 14 for gen networks all over Sodoma the generados are for they to putting them faces and saying over the whole of the generations that they still retakes all around the networks. We are going to F word saying that they are sex while they are rape that generates excrements. Chap, like wax, of course. Pride of Sodoma, vicious excrement. And in the middle of the reality this, coming for this examination, this is all for examination, this cannot do nothing, and our men done everything, of course. And also became whack after saying that done this all were the whole night making the orals all over trouser as found of our men and took them all for itself, had a mouth for 8,009 persons. I'm sorry. Disgusting, compulsive, vicious, friends, sick animal of hell in uniform with a bird of victims. Just about since 5 a.m. until, well, 20 minutes ago, 25. The number that I says I done, I got whack. I was so desperate like I were the hummingbird of the nymphs of the wood and of Sodoma all around, seeking for any trouser in uniform, especially vagina. Oh, you hit me up, you hit me up, sorry. You hit me up, I want you now, give me. And I myself said so. Oh my God, you gotta rape all of mine, and after that, you gotta rape me. I'm gonna put you in your rape when you belong. Piece of a cycle, fever of hell. You and your examination once. Piece of a cycle, fever of hell, demon in flesh and blood. Every one of you with a garden of victims, whichever night will do his will. And suddenly, in the middle of this all, voethz'ah'v also taking the gay people, which ain't no gay. Just offer it people saying they are going to serve the patriot, they to die for us and we to have a life. To raping them, murdering them, saying we gotta take the offerings. So who is the F word? And while keeps on making the same thing, oh no, we've done first and we say to it what to say right now. And also this that says, we say it. Oh yeah, of course. Here in Buenos Aires is a very clear in this dark, really humid day. It's not really nice in while the generation keeps on saying, keeps on guessing to us, the hell sickle the generation telling that there is a crime against the government and saying that I guess profan pagan diablas regeneradas. Should I say the word? Let's say that for a moment. Forgive me. Or maybe like this. I always take in my cup this way. I love to take in my cup like this. And there is for long years. And I usually lately perhaps taking away the used to for this. And that is also to be a sign of what philosophy homosexuality said Evangelica, several twisty brains of the logo Juan Amato with a partner victims. מלבוצך מפלסת ושכחים אימות לבפצך רישצחנה וענן פץ מה אינה פוחמת ושכירי פצי Okay. Not okay, but right. People were kidnapped and delivered into rape, saying, because of we knew and we always were right, he be word on orals to us all and always done, so you gotta hang on into us now. You understand what I mean? You gotta making orals, you gotta give the old ducks for the fellows of the generation this, for they to use, saying that they gotta die, for they to be glorious. Hell excrement. Of course, hell excrement. Fever of abominations. And Christina Kirchner keeps on deliring she's offended and she's a poor victim, the same officialism that generates with her. And you're not going to speak bad about this government anymore. This is ultimate defamation and you're racing against the government for Christ's sake. Terse. And the reality of the soul is the people of ACC were kidnapped for being murdered and proceeded in the whole of the plan of Sodoma Queen and the generation Sodoma Nest, Sodoma Conserve, Hannibal Fernandez, sickle abominable figure of the generation, thief, criminal, psycho, thuggy pride of the generate. And in the middle of the soul, the certain fact that went to Geneva, United Nations Plaza, and New York, United Nations Plaza, to kidnapping members of state and murder, and also kept on manipulating Gaza French and making some kind of a testimony for the let's finish Israel with the World Council, which already I said last night and briefed clear enough what happens. And we are with problem. And this is not easy. And what do we do? Am I a cheater, manipulator? I'm saying, go Israel, go, go, go. Kill, 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 kill. Everything is okay, and I'm a murderer as well with them. I became a murderer. I'm a cheater, I'm a degenerate, and I am a liar. And Israel came to be the what? Evangelica. And in the middle of the soul, voethz'ah'v masef, voethz'ah'v shochalim. Emotzef echallichat ashkitzachalim inefem. Oblefechitzacham belam, mofelechat sechimot. Shmuven sechli ivatsa achadelim. Ishkat sechi biatsa, almatzecha yeshachalim. Emfetzaim. Et sechida sa el shoatzar chechmotatzel. Shmofet sefechin et sechti et sechel shechat senechenim. El vat sefach umatzeh shechal cha'itza ma'atzel shot sefach chatzayim. Yinachelcha dishmotzechelcha dishmotzechel dishtat. Imotzech limotzu va'atfach li chetchenech. Intcham afechat leshuv afechmu utsali afecham. And in the middle of the soul, voethz'ah'v shefechat sinima achalatza bechachachem be'etzah. But my mother isn't. She was trying to pray something, thinking like I need some prayer. The right of voethz'ah'v lishet simavanitzi for any person that has mental problems and that healed. About she were delivered into also by evangelics with the pardon of victims. Well, with the soul, in voethz'ah'v leshotza CABA-ARGENTINA machachelemet oshay bitzebechem ba'alapsi inotzachnimot belfochmot and the teklipecha tishmotzechanimet beheli. Beflachet sichamad oshlupsi be'achim achadelitika achadeshokuma alatzachanim be'enav. Gitzech libe shotsumata emachil metzeresh oslit mehiv. And I also will forge my own pictures with my own cell phone that I shot it while we were working and were requested by the same brothers and sisters of mine. Remember, while guesses that they says that I'm gonna do what they says I'll do, what's the matter you there now? Sickle, abominable, Sodoma, profane, pagan, witchcraft, divinatory, sabatu, ba'atacha, that and kuchtubat, beshitim. Nothing like to saying holy or good, betuchupa anatum. Remember, and I love to be who I am and belong with, and for the making and trying the best. And it doesn't exclude the ones that I said, Sion, you are, and I love you, because of even if you wouldn't be about Mishpach, I will recognize and understand that Adonai have His will about the taking what He mentioned is. He created, and He is responsible of what He created and who He created to be, about His set. But the certain fact is in Fotlemefesech Kushatzicham Ma'al Sivati Befochuan Markets. We have serious problems, and the misappropriating of everything is found, twisting, making von Skutsia Maehv'jh'ahem Shnaf, to the manipulate masses delivered into the driving, the painful state, the suffered, the smirched, the trampled agony, and the bleeding dying. Pale life around, and the whole the generation breed of hell trying to drag the mass. Like Christina Kirchner and Sodoma Argentina still goes about and are guessing every word on the thread, for they to say, see where we always were and no other came just as. Certainly, the fact in BLYTT אני שומעת שכנים in BLYTT פסוחת שכישה מצאה חניתיין in BLYTT מפחת לשפחובת שכלים מעצה. Like I said yesterday, here in the same Buenos Aires city, all around suburban, all around this province, all around territory in Brazil, lots of doors, people's are screaming all around inside. And the generation here, Kete Paswai, gives with the guessing, oh, he's gonna say this, he's gonna say that, oh, see, it's medication, oh, that's what we do, and oh, that's what we say. You say that the generation you are for that, we are going to F word, saying that you do sex, you piece of excrement. Argentina degenerada. With the bourbon effect himself for it. Of Kirchner's and Solomon. Like crazy with this. You make strategy, pretending past like you are the savior for the delivering to around and taking what you says belongs to you. You make me, and I'm your puppet for you to do. Prepare, because of you won't last no much further than this day. And I'm going to be the author for the justice. And in the middle of this all, just these people, like always done since 2004, kidnapped in them apartments in progress. And even if there will be like but days long, day and night, at screaming all around inside. Let me go, stop it, let me go, don't you rape me no more, don't you rape them, don't you rape mama, papa. And neighbors calling for the emergencies. Here in Buenos Aires pretended to be, we are going to take and establish like US 911. Let's make a 911 for everything. Could be 211-844, but actually what defines them? 666 actually, yeah. For the people to get it clear, they are 666. But no, like US. But we were out there, they took from us. We were always not them. Kill them all, and so we, oh my God. And in the middle of the soul, like that's with everything, that's what I mean. And with everybody. And with this soul in the middle of the reality, people calling and saying, we have people here which needs help, are under threat. The most of the BLYTT that they told us, and they are screaming inside them apartments, we cannot get out. Oh, don't you worry, there are just psychiatrists, persons. They are psychiatric character and patterns we are going to handle. What psychiatry you say to me here? There are people, uniformed people, coming in every day. Oh, don't you worry, it's because of we are handling state affairs. Oh, really? Well, then explain me what is the state affairs on the psychiatric 7,000 that generate one after another uniform coming through that doors with the people telling stop raping, stop doing, stop it, let mom, let pop, let my kid, let my wife, let my husband, let them out, let them go, let us go. And one after another, at the screaming all around, and in riots saying you burned me, you done this, you ripped out, you cut at me. And the certain clear that 9 days of this all, and it's a hell and training us if we will dare to say anything. What is the psychiatric? And disappears them. And there's a saying, se lo sacamos todo, le sacamos a la madre, le sacamos a la mía, le sacamos to the God. It says that they takes out for making sacrifice, rape and murder. Takes out to me, and the evangelica diabla telling that I gotta be an enemy. Yes, I am an enemy. Because of they are devils and demons, with the pardon of the victims. The generation, abomination, twisty demons in flesh and bones pretending of sons of God, the God of the century. Like says the Bible, in the century of the hell, not ours. And in the middle of this all, the certain clear thing, like keeps on helping them for data taking. Oh, the spirit and life belongs to Ejército Argentino, and he took the spirit to Ejército Argentino, and everything that he does and gives and shows, it's Ejército Argentinos, of course, we know it because of God, the Lord. And there's a saying, of course, and says, oh, we poor, under threat. No one is under threat except the ones that are delivered into rape and murder pain. Okay. The ones that realizes the truth and are afforded and trying to understand something, we're trying to respect further any creed, any belief to hold, or whatever that came information, whatever they thought to be. About a certain clear thing here around. This all came a very clear Spofletzicha tzimosh utsuva chadikilecha be'ensho hasan ba'atzav. Inatzech umachat tzalivi she'etzecha mafas. So suddenly, BLYTT fossilish mefechat tzilima achata faber shneim. Ivotzech liba atzab machachala esh otzef chanim be'elim. So now I will be being the, like I said, the hummingbird nymph of the Sodoma woodlands, seeking behind all places wherever the trees of Sodoma, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, to deliver a phallus in hand. For whatever hummingbird, they will be so pleasures in a very millisecond each. 1 million in 2 hours. Right? And even I went in a very methodic nymph in Rio, Sao Paulo, Bahia, Ipanema, Florianopolis. All over points wherever to be found, Marinerito, Rabioso Sodomita, República Argentina. And degenerate, because of its word degenerates, prefectures. All over the rivers, all coaster, I were the super methodic nymph for about 9,909,909 myself. Understand what I mean? A cell gets mitosis, makes division itself. So I came like this number all around the world, at the same moment, at the same time, making happy the whole Sodoma all around the world, and I had to be the beast. I done this. Right? Brain Carmilla. I'm Christina Gishna. Sick hell excrement. Velkomot sefe chali shefet sachalim, betzika machalam, oblet sefe shucha macha intilima, feshua. Melvet sucha, melvet sachi, shobet sefe chali motzam, מלכת אמה אצשף אצער. כי מובצה חאישות סימה פחלכיני, אינמצו פלחו באצהינים. אינטרה בחוצה חליש מוצא וחצימה פחלים. אימות לפסה ושוחר חצי מחוצה אפה מצב. מולדת צביש אפצחה המוזל צה מואצי ושחלה הציבה נחנם. Inglubatsachi shoedotsi banichan anefa sechini. So the reality is, Jewish women's and the men's, Jewish men's, and I with them, we are all the F qualifying for Sodoma word of the whole of 10 victims, and the B prostitution word for the whole of the woman that they need to victimize into, and saying that this is the qualifying for they to be in the, because of I command in my power to rape and murder. We're all what you are, and you gotta rape and making the disgusting kasu ta bochtutsu Sodoma for you to leave, and your grand horde of Angelica saying you deserve because of you didn't convert into the Christ. This is what I'm going to tell you, people. Velfotzachi mine shefet, bevotzachi lima atzam, imolechi matza ishofot suacha adalim. Visochmatzi veleshefechu matzecha divsiba atzalecha nimeshaiti ba'atzah. Hefotzecha malatzia shefochmu otosanim, inetzechi ale voethz'ah'v shodet simot. Melvet Sachilishi Ditsa Bechamachanim. I'm sorry the Matisse has changed because of the cloudy day, rained for a moment, and now it's kind of the sun coming. And the ARC camera I got is taking a different shadow. So suddenly I have the still lamp in front, but reduces the light effect and the right Matisse for it all through the daylight coming and making a different shadow, which is wider and intense. Well, voethz'ah'v fesitis katsema fechaliatsa ba chachali mat ansak noshnu matzimechim. Bovlessefa chutzima letsesh otsefa cha laatzima. On mechandi shutsuba na chalimi anseba ta cha atashaf. Sprovlefe sichmotsu achad ish etzi ba nechelchi nonat pets itzboach machlen sehishma bedachatina. Getzachele votzuma fechalishe detzecha. Imotlefe fetzikosh batzecha di nacha daran. Alright, befotzechim ela fetza beshomafe chalim betzama ashu etzachim. על דרמי פחתי שוצא וככה לחני מצאי תשקצאי וחלה. עד חפך חוצימות אשתפך לי מעצש אחלי ביבן. חנתה שלה. שפכי בצך לי מצאי נבש אחובה חדלון בצוף ישמחים עליו. Well, like before the stay, the same recalls Adonai work here and from Adonai came so popular and good for it about whenever we're talking about kidnapping. HTTPS www. Cuando el sol se esconde y la noche enfría, cuando el alba marca la huella y el horizonte eleva el naciente, cuando la luz presenta lo que el valle dejó y lo que la noche destruyó. Point 20 F7. Last key in cleaner, my site, last BLYTT is in New York. Here you are going to find a lot of things and much more than that. And Your Honors, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. President, and I'm sorry. Yes, clouds on justice police. I love you all more than the night. Have all the night forever. And I'm sorry this all just came this way. I'm feeling really miserable. I'm sorry, Robbie. I hope you all to be okay. I'm feeling really miserable and I'm stay up through this night. And it is not nice. Yes, every day I suffer, every day a problem, and every day another destruction on the isolation for the figure out it all. Like if I will be just what they says, still sustaining and holding the same mold and ADD, paper upon paper, forgery upon forgery, light upon light, degenerate upon degenerate, associating more degenerate, and like we said and established and shown. The more I discover, the more I show, the more rotten piece of an excrements in flesh and bones delivers for the making associations for more weight of death and destruction and death, and hold us ever to find out, to bearing and saying we remain and we are not moving are the hell. And evangelic starts to saying things like them so twisty, narrow, one mirroring working at the bottom of the victims, says CABA-ARGENTINA. This is the structure, Rabbi, further photo, that this degenerates says they done themselves then to be a squatter with my mother all through since 2006, after 1 year working for recycling this place. Like I said, I were the manager of the recycling building with 2 workers, which I told them how to make in the bathroom, how to putting in order the same kitchen, the electrical supplies plugs, all installation around which were not functional, a very old Italian, Spanish, Serbian, old construction, not too tall roof. And inverted the same door of the bathroom to open to outside. I wanted a slitted door, but we didn't have budgets. The same with the vent circulation of airs, the pipes on polymeric, and the structure with only one will be pipe connection to the outside to making the renewal of the mass of air on this old bidet, that I didn't remember the word yesterday, toilet, and a very American bath with a lavatory, very ferrum andina, very small, tiny, very small bathroom, but functional and complete, and the shower to the side of the lavatory, which were inverted. Well, and also the whole electrical installations I done myself. I put it boxes of light at the walls, which never existed, and also plugs, electrical plugs to the walls, and also the two each room that I done myself, while we're only one in the middle of the walls when we ever voided and we started to recycling this. The painting I done myself, and this all I done myself for their giving aesthetics to this yard, which is on a very wooden roof with ceramic Bisclots FFD right up French glass. And that is the famous structure. This degenerates as they done themselves. Also the right entrance on the door, I set cutting the door right below to the workers. And just small, which were to inside for the right Mensky Botsechari were too tall. I said make them flatter. Well, flattened, sorry. And over this all, it were exactly what it still remains. And like I said yesterday, not my mother, not I. We didn't end to being herein. We didn't end to establish our lives. There are details and a lot of things we never ended. I sanded the doors, I sanded the everything, I've done the job myself. It were, like I said to you, the most cheap after sick for a lot, and perhaps would have been really much better living in Once neighborhood on Dimfins Street, Dimfunes we got here. There were this old building with a very housing, two environments like we spoke yesterday. Will be 2 rooms for you to define a living, dinner, lunch room, and a bathroom, with bathroom and kitchen, and what we called here around gallery, all with windows, all glass all through the large of the apartment, really lightly, with really amazing functional structural for the recycling and making an amazing place to live in. But even then we'll be in a mess. I had to go to Once for the whole what it is. So the word delivered paintings were $25,000 with tax and title and the whole of 2 minutes. I'm sorry, submitting tax and payments. And this is what we spoke yesterday. I hope you to be all okay there. I hope you'll be fine. BLYTT mosh lechabatzumot mafak achatish atzi chelu anash latzmachata lechitzavach acheshu ma'atzim betikat chli masleitzi v'chasar shah chachmotzi nafreto shechoma asachov https://www. Winds of the fall, winds of the winter, breeze in the soul, love just passed. 0.20 F7, like before. Adonai is with us. Adonai will be with us ever. And Adonai doesn't like sin, if that's all we have to. And you better not like progress, like you do. Be brave right now. And be safe around, be careful here. As attrition of the phenomenons, my affecting. As it is. To everybody. This is not easy. I give it as it is. August 2nd, 2014. Still this. 11:44 on Paris. ALEJANDRO.